just do it.
Sweet.
All right. Wait. What did we say? How did you word it? Hello, little buns. It is Steph. Welcome to this hotel room where I am with the wonderful Ash Hardell. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I am so excited we finally get to collaborate. My viewers have been asking for you for forever.
Really?
Yes, they love you. They adore you. And I wanted to satisfy them. So I found Ash and we're together now. Do you want to introduce yourself for people that might not know you?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Ash. My wife, I just got married, she's up there. I identify as a genderqueer, non-binary human being. I'm comfy with all pronouns, and my channel explores sexual and gender diversity a lot.
Yes, it's very informative, and you do like very polished, very good videos. So if you want to just invest in another person, you should go check out Ash. Today we are here to talk about staying mentally healthy and dealing with abuse and hate, especially online. When it comes to gender, I think is definitely a main thing, or even anything to do with queer identity or LGBT things. Because as you know,
everybody loves us.
Oh yeah. Oh, we have no trouble with comments. We have no trouble with harassment. What are you talking about? This is fine. No. What do you find most useful for either maybe avoiding, the abuse or even just preventing it? Is there like a system or a method you have?
Sure. Do you use any of like the tools built into your channel?
Yes, and that's what I was thinking maybe you could talk about to start.
Cool!
Yeah.
So I blacklist words.
Yes, I do too. It's very, very useful.
It is super useful. Sometimes though, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. I definitely am ultimately pro blacklisting words, but sometimes, so for example, unfortunately, people know that I'm sensitive about my weight, so in order to get under my skin, sometimes haters will call me fat, because they know that that's kind of like upsetting for me.
Right.
So I'll blacklist the word fat, but unfortunately that makes it so nobody can empathize or relate. They can't be like, yes, when I feel fat too, or blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So sometimes blacklisting words...
It's not perfect. And I think that's kind of what happened with the restricted section too, is like people were blacklisting words like maybe sexual or sex, and that would like erase whole videos about
sex positivity, sex education.
Exactly. So I mean, I think the blacklisting words thing definitely is flawed. It can be helpful.
Yeah, so, I do it though. Yeah, I definitely use it. Just like once in a while I'm like, oh, this is too bad, because it does cause certain comments that would be kind of like interesting or helpful to read to be flagged. Yeah,
exactly. I think you can sometimes do phrases. Either way, basically, if you're a creator, I would recommend you take advantage of it if you want. I don't know. You think you should. I straight up blacklisted any slurs. That's easy, because that's never really something you want to have on your comment section.
Actually, the next video I'm putting out is about reclaiming slurs.
Oh, okay, fair. Then I guess I'll have to watch it and learn something. But I agree that it definitely does make it harder to have discussions for the right reasons from people that are impacted by the words in that way. Because that's flawed and it's not perfect, and sometimes things slip through the cracks too.
Right.
We still get harassment. It's definitely something that doesn't stop because of blacklisting words. Let's say a comment gets you down or something. What do you immediately do to combat that? Not like what's your emotional reaction, but like what do you do to try to solve the problem?
I step away from YouTube. Sometimes I get too sucked into YouTube, and I have to remind myself that like the sun is shining outside and I have two fluffy cats, and the world, like there's such a world outside of this silly little electronic virtual space.
Yeah.
And even though I've invested like so much energy and so much of my identity and personality into it, which is why it feels so important to me.
Of course, it's your job.
Right.
It's everything. It's everything in your whole life.
But sometimes,
almost.
Yeah, but it can feel like that. It can feel...
It does feel that way.
Yeah. But sometimes I have to remind myself that when it all comes down to it, if I do want to separate myself from YouTube, I can shut my laptop and I can take a walk.
That's true.
And then I'll clear my mind. But I know and sometimes it is easier said than done, because we do like pour our souls into these things.
Definitely, and especially when it's your job, and even if you're like a big fan of a creator, seeing them being harassed can be difficult for you too. So if you guys have suggestions of like what you would do after you see that kind of thing, like if I don't know, even if it's something like this, or if it's something that's more like reporting and stuff like that, the actual process is online, let me know what you have an idea about, because that could be helpful. Let's talk about it.
What do you do?
So what I do, I've built up a ridiculously thick skin at this point. So comments, they don't really bother me, but I'm always concerned for people coming to my videos that, are trying to find a safe place, or a place where they don't want to be stressed, they want to learn about themselves. I don't want them to come and read abuse that would be directed at them in another situation. So I get very, I'm on it. and it can be hard to keep up with because
So you moderate in order to keep it a safe space?
I spend hours a day. Hours a day. I go through
That is not an easy task.
No, it's not. It's not. And it's like, it can be emotionally exhausting because I said, one comment doesn't bother me, but when you read like 300 in a row,
that's really
fun.
impressive, Steph.
It's part of my job. I just gotta do it. So I go through and I delete published comments that are definitely not constructive. I don't delete comments necessarily that maybe use like the T slur, which I hate that word so much, that are asking, why it's bad or something.
Sure.
But if somebody's straight up calling me that or calling somebody else that or saying like, oh, something bad, I will delete it. There is actually a banning option on YouTube where you can block that person from commenting on your videos. They can still come and watch. So you can still get their ad revenue, but they can't comment, and I really like that, but that's not it's not convenient. It's kind of a difficult, it's just not the easiest thing to actually do when you have like 5,000 people. You have to stop from commenting. Deleting is usually the first thing I do.
Have you ever disabled the comment section?
Never, because I don't want to stop the conversation for people that want to have it for the right reasons. And that's why I find it kind of funny when people that are harassing other people are like, well, why don't you have a dialogue? It's like, I'm not trying to stop a dialogue. I'm just trying to keep it healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to protect myself from abuse, which is not a bad thing to do.
No violence, no slurs.
Yeah. And when it comes to, for example, when I do get down or when I get overwhelmed or when I get emotionally exhausted, which is something that I say a lot about this kind of stuff. I go to therapy once a week. I have no shame in that. I think it's very helpful. I talk about it there, and that helps me to keep it managed, right? If I am just ever feeling like there's too much happening, I just go visit my parents, or I hang out with my friends, or I do just separate myself from YouTube, and I do something else that is not going to have me feeling like I'm going to be harassed. So similar to what you said, right? Where you pull yourself away and you do something that you like, that makes you happy. We've been talking about comments on YouTube, right? Let's say on Twitter, somebody is targeting you with harassment and they have a bit of a following and you're being ganged up on, you're feeling attacked. What would you recommend somebody does in that situation to keep themselves healthy mentally or protected or feeling safe?
That's so hard because it really depends on your aggressor. Because there's certain aggressors that because I would just say block, but there's certain aggressors that if you block, that antagonizes them more.
Yes.
And then they send their entire following.
Right.
So I found that it kind of works just to either ignore. But sometimes then they just keep poking until they get the reaction they want. So then sometimes I just reply, so for example, kind of recently somebody made a super just hateful video about me.
Oh, good.
And they tweeted it to me. But there was one part in the video that they were talking about how, my identity isn't real because of the way I dress. But then they said, but I do think anybody should be able to dress however they want, and if that lesbian wants to dress this way, that lesbian can dress that way.
All right. So they're basically mad that you're not identifying with what they want you to identify with.
But for just a short soundbite, they said everybody should dress the way they want. So I literally said, I replied to that. They tweeted that video to me, and I replied with well, at least I like these 3 seconds. And then, and then they kind of were like. Okay. They could see that they weren't getting a rise out of me.
Right, exactly.
So, I don't know, that's tough though, because there is no easy answer. If you block, sometimes it's bad. If you ignore, sometimes it's bad. If you engage, often it's bad.
Yes, very rarely is it good. Because the thing is, if you engage with somebody, 9 times out of 10, they're not doing this in good faith. They're not doing this to have a conversation with you or to understand who you are or to even try to get you to understand their viewpoint. They just want to make you feel bad. That's just what, I don't really understand why they do it. I guess it makes them happy. I don't know.
It's not a dialogue to them, it's battle.
Absolutely.
And
It's fun.
Yeah.
You don't have to engage because it's not going to be productive. So just don't. That's my advice. I mean, do what you want.
Feel it out. Sometimes you just have to feel it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it works, but obviously if you do something like what you did, I think that was great. It's kind of like schoolyard bullies. If you don't give them a rise, if you don't give them the upset thing they're looking for, usually they will move on and unfortunately probably target somebody else.
Yeah.
But, there's nothing we can really do about that because Twitter, for example, has terrible banning rules and whatever. It's all that. It's whatever.
So you were saying that you have a really thick skin.
Yeah.
Something has to get under your skin though. What's the thing that does hurt your feelings?
Okay. I'm afraid if I say this that I'm going to get 1,000 people doing it.
I know.
I'm going to say it anyway because I like being transparent and honest, and I want to talk to you about what hurts my feelings.
I like the random Brooklyn accents that keep coming out of us.
I like to pull it out when I feel, I don't know why, I just do it sometimes.
Do it.
Okay, great. So I think the thing that's hurt me, it's not that it hurts my feelings, it's that it pushes me over an edge.
Okay.
Is when people make targeted videos, or people with even if they have a small following, when they make a video about me, for example, and calling me a man the whole time, using he and all that stuff. It's not that I'm personally, I'm not hurt because I've heard it 1,000 times, you know what I mean? But it's that this person took hours to make this video specifically to make me feel bad. And it's just the stress of knowing that somebody did that is what pushes me over the edge. It's not that I am like upset and hurt because like I want to cry because they said this. It's that they put that much effort into trying to hurt me that it frustrated the hell out of me. So I had like, not a real breakdown, but I just had to like get away for a couple days one time because I just, that happened and I was just like, why is this happening? But there's not much people can really say anymore. Because I've literally, since I was a kid, I've been made fun of for my face, for my hair, for my weight, for my acne, my skin, my everything, except for my actual skin color is pretty much the only thing I haven't been made fun of in my whole life. So I've dealt with it all and I'm over it, but it's just that threshold, that stress threshold is what is kind of tricky for me. That's where I have to try to stay healthy mentally.
The thing about those videos that bothers me, and this is gonna sound weird, is that they think I care.
That too.
Like I don't care.
That
Why
too.
would you like just...
Do you think you're gonna change my mind?
No.
That's the thing is, they don't make it because they want to change your mind. They make it because they want to perform for their audience.
Yeah.
They want to get the clicks. They want to get the ad revenue. Because they know people want to see hatred, and it's unfortunate, but those people making these videos, they never actually want to change anybody's mind. They never actually want to understand you or have you understand them. They just want to create aggression. Let's end this video now on a more positive note.
Okay.
What is something that makes you very happy when viewers or people like online, like what's the antithesis of all this terrible harassment that really brightens your day on social media, for example, or on YouTube?
So there's a few things. One is I like finding other fellow fantastically talented, smart, queer people.
Sure.
Because there are so many of them. I've recently started like featuring LGBT made music in all of my videos, and that's super neat.
That's so great.
And then like highlighting different voices is super dope. Just like knowing that YouTube gives me the opportunity to connect with all these different, diverse, smart people who make me a better person. And then that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, that's good. I love that.
And then at places like VidCon, when parents approach me and tell me that my work is meaningful, then I'm like, ooh.
I spend a lot of time on Instagram. I keep all my DMs open. There's no way to respond to all of them. That's just not possible. But I read almost all of them, if not all of them. So while I can't respond to every single DM, it definitely makes me super happy to have messages from people saying that I've helped them in some way or something. Because that's why I started doing this. It's because I was one of those people that was helped by a creator. And I wanted to give back to and do that. And I'm so glad I can do it as a job. And just reflecting on that makes me very happy. And I'm able to do that when people tell me that they've been helped. Even if it has made them laugh, that makes me so happy. And obviously, I'm going to steal one of your answers.
You changed my life. You brightened my day.
Oh, that was, yeah. It's fine. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just kind of I'm just exploding with emotions.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, I was going to copy one of your answers, and I was also going to say that meeting all like, other queer creators or just other creators too that are just doing this thing and doing it well and doing it for the right reasons, and it creates like this family effect, and you just know each other immediately, kind of. Even if it's a creator I've never watched before. If I know that they put their whole life and soul into it and they're doing it and they're helping and supporting people, that makes me so happy too. So,
because like you and I, not only do we have the LGBT thing in common, we also have the YouTube thing. Those are like some pretty niche.
That's
like,
a lot
things.
of overlap, to be honest. Yeah,
which is neat.
Yeah, so you relate really easily, really quickly, and it feels nice to belong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're gonna head out. It's been great. It's been fun. I love you so much. So until next time, you are. What are you? What are you? Oh my God. Harassment.
You are harassment.
No, you are a bright, wonderful thing in the universe, and you make me feel better with all of your wonderful words. Basically, I would love it if you would DM your favorite creator today and tell them you appreciate them.
Spread the love.
Because they will appreciate it, I promise. Even if they don't respond, they will see it and they will love it. So until that's it. I love you so. Okay, wait, we gotta do it together.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I love you so much. Bye. You did it, girl. You want it. That's great.
Yay!